Hello friends, today we are going to see spiral model. So far we have seen three models: waterfall model, incremental model and prototype model. Spiral model is kind of combination of all three. It it looks bit difficult, but it is one of the easiest model, and this is a highly prevalent model which is mostly used. For example, it is mainly used in game development. If we take a game of NFS Need for Speed, many would have played this game. There were multiple versions of this game. Every year a new NFS will come, which will be an update of the previous version. So this is a good example of this spiral model. Okay, let us start with the basics of spiral model. Okay, spiral model. Normal software development process goes like this: requirement gathering, and then coding, and then testing, then implementation will be happening. This is how a normal software development process will go, and this is called a waterfall model, which you have seen previously. And in this spiral model, what happens is, after this waterfall model or a software development process, a software will be developed, or some product will be developed. This product will be tested, reviewed, and then lot of new requirement and new expectations, all those things will be gathered, and then this will be sent as a requirement for the new software. Here the requirement from this product will be taken, and the new requirement will be here. The same thing, coding will be done for that, and then testing, and then implementation will be followed, and again a product will be developed. Here this product will be tested, and if customer is satisfied, it is fine. If not, if they need more, and if they need some other changes, and that will be put as a requirement for the next thing. So this process will be continuously, this process will be going on. This is called spiral model. It is kind of spiraling. So this is a waterfall model, and this is a top-down approach, and this is a bottom-up approach, and these are prototypes, and this is mainly used for game development. So these are the 5 keywords which you should remember in order to score in spiral model. Not only to score, to understand spiral model, these 5 keywords are the main elements which are part of spiral model. That is waterfall plus prototype, and then top down, and then bottom up, and this is mainly used for game development. That's it. If you write these 5 keywords in the answer, you will get above half of the mark for sure, because these are the main keywords involved in spiral model. And I hope you understand the concept of spiral model, and I will tell you a small mnemonics or small story to remember these 5 keywords. Okay, hope you all are familiar with Olympics, right? That in Olympic there is a game called, I think it is water dancing. The name of the sport, many people will not be familiar with that, because Indian team will not participate in that. There, what the game is, it is a game where professionals of that game, mostly women, they will be spinning. They will do spins inside water. That is a kind of swimming pool where the women will do kind of gymnastics. Usually they will spin. So this is the part of the game. Okay, why I said this game here is, I will tell you, this game you should remember this for spiral model, because it is a game. This is the first keyword. Professional players will be involved will be participating in this game, and then it involves water. They have to dance inside water, and they used to spin. So here the spin can be related to spiral. That is why I said we can relate this. And here the women, they will not be in completely covered dress. They will have a bottom and they will have a top, and this is their dress. This is how they used to dance inside that. Okay, don't judge me by this drawing. I just said this for just to remember these keywords. Here it is a bottom, this is a top. So bottom approach, top down approach, prototype, waterfall model, and it is used for game. So this can be used to remember this model, or else you can directly remember this by the concept which I explained here. You can use both the things to remember this. Okay, regarding this model, after writing this, the diagram which is given in your book is very important, and you have to replicate the diagram like this. And so this is the diagram which is given in your prescribed book. Fine. So spiral model, all these things you can write directly from the point which I have done, which I said before: bottom up, top down, prototyping in stages, all those things that will be explained here. And this diagram you have to replicate this. Okay, now I will explain you how to draw this diagram. Okay, this diagram looks a bit complicated because it involves a lot of keywords here, but actually if you divide this diagram into 4 quadrants, it is very simple diagram. Okay, in the first quadrant, okay, I will explain you by drawing it by myself. Okay, so this is how this diagram goes. Okay, first, this is the first thing. Start from here, start from this point, and then you just draw like this. And this you can do by seeing the diagram itself. So you can draw any number of circles, that is fine. It is up to you. Okay, this is the first quadrant, and this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. The first quadrant, what happens usually is, here a software will be coded, designed, coded, tested, reviewed, everything will happen here. So this is the developmental part. Okay, this is where the development process happens, and then once the product is delivered, here the product will be delivered. The new product will be, now the product will again, here it will not be tested, but it will not be tested for errors, but it will be tested for expectation, new expectation, the new demands and everything, and new set of requirements will be gathered, and those requirements will be sent here. Here this requirement will be analyzed, the feasibility of the requirement, and what are all the things that can be done, that has to be done and that should not be done, and then this will be sent here, and here the cost effectiveness and everything will be checked, and then that will be given as a requirement here, and the new prototype will be developed here, and again this process continues. This is the idea of spiral model. Okay, now, so how to draw this? This is a concept, fine. Okay, now how to draw this, because end of the day we need to get marks. So how to get marks? So first quadrant is easy thing. Here simply you have to draw this prototype 1, prototype 2, prototype 3. That's it. This is the 3 things which you have to write. And here this prototype is being in operation, so you have to write this as prototype in operation, or prototype operational prototype. Okay, that's it. The first thing is ready. Regarding the second one, I have told you this is the place where the development actually happens. So it consists of designing, coding, testing, implementation, and everything will be happening here. Okay, so same thing would have happened here, but thing is, you can't, in your book it is not, if you write the same thing here, it is not wrong, but in your book it has been written as draft, because it has become a draft for this thing. So that is why they have written draft here. And also requirements in this is the phase, this place will be filled with requirement, because through requirements designing will be done. Through requirement, after design the coding will be done. So requirements has to be written in all 4 parts, but in your book only 2 parts, only in these 2 areas requirements has been written. So it is not wrong even if you write requirements in all 4 areas. So don't get confused. Okay, first part is fine. Second part, the normal waterfall model thing, design, coding, testing. Where before that you write requirements, design, coding, testing, implementation. This requirement has to be replicated in these 3 areas. That's it. You don't have to write anything else. This should be fine for this area. And once this is done, you will come to this part, and this part you have to write. There is only one thing is done in this part, which is reviewing. The developed software will be reviewed here. Fine. So the developed software, the product will be here, be delivered. This product, what will they do with this product? They will first test the product, or they will review the product for the new expectations and the current demand, like that. So you can write testing, reviewing. You can write both the things here, and that's it. That should be fine. And same thing, and here, and this is the third quadrant. And here what they will do is, as I said before, this process, these requirements will be tested whether they need this requirement or not. That will be tested in this part. Here all requirements will be gathered, irrespective of whether they need it or not. They will gather all the requirements and they will put it here. And when it goes to this phase, requirements will be divided into 2 things, which we need and which we don't. So that is the phase of this. Now here simply they have, in your book it is given as a review. You can write this review here, and a requirement plan will be here. You can write requirement analysis. That is the thing which will be done here. Okay, here requirement is being reviewed, so they have written as review, requirement and review. You just write these 2 words. Okay, requirement review. I have this thing. You have to write these 2 words in this quadrant. Okay, you can fill it in any of the places. That is fine. That doesn't mean that won't make much difference. Okay, and this part you are already clear. You just, this is the very easiest part. You just have to write prototype 1, prototype 2, prototype 3. Sorry, operational prototype. So this is regarding the drawing. Okay, it might look okay. I have not drawn very well here, but just see this video again and just listen what I said in every quadrant. Okay, then you can easily write this. You can easily replicate this. There won't be any difficulty if you separate it as each a single quadrant. Okay, here you have to write prototypes, and here you have to write the phase in software development, and here once the product will be product is delivered, tested and reviewed. So that is what will be done here. And here requirement will be analyzed. So requirement analysis they have written as requirement review. So now the diagram will become simpler. Okay, and also one more thing I just forgot to tell you. Okay, after drawing this diagram you have to write this thing. Yeah, this 4 things. This is important. Okay, here as I said, development will be done here in this part. So it is development and testing phase. Here once it is delivered, the product is delivered, they will take this product and they will analyze it so that they can create a new product. So this is the part where iteration is going to happen. They are planning for new iteration. Okay, this is planning for new iteration part. And here the objectives, alternatives and constraints will be, the requirements will be given and requirement will be analyzed. That is the part here. Then how they will be analyzed? They will analyze the objectives, alternatives possible, and what are the constraints which are obstructing those requirements. Those will be analyzed, cleared, so clearly in this area. Okay, and the next thing is evaluate alternative identity and resolve risks. This requirement, once the needed requirements are taken, and that will be taken, and alternatives of that requirement will be seen whether they can done in a cost effective way. Mainly cost effectiveness will be done in this part. This cumulative cost progress. So they will look out for alternatives and they will look for resolving, identify, and they resolve the risk related to it. That's it. This is the part. This is the diagram. If you see this diagram as a whole, it will look somewhat difficult. Just break it down and it is very simple. As I said before, that those 5 keywords, that is water dancing, right? This water dancing. A professional is doing water dancing. That's it. Since he is doing spins, you can see the photos or videos of this game in internet. Then that will help you a lot to remember this. Okay. See, they usually wear this kind of dresses, the bottom and the top. This bottom approach, top down approach. Since they are dancing in water, it is a waterfall model. Professionals will be doing this. So it is a prototype and it is a game. So these are the 5 keywords. With this, you can by remembering this, you can get good marks if they ask you this question of spiral model. Thank you friends.